Good morning, meditation enthusiasts. My name is Daniel, and welcome back to Essentials of Meditation, session number 16. And today we'll look at the idea of relationship. Of course, we'll try to apply this idea to the actual practice of meditation. So, relationship, of course, implies a connection or a means of at least trying to connect or create a relationship with something else. So we could have a relationship with food. We could have a relationship with an activity that we do. We could have a relationship with a rock. But the rock and the food doesn't really have a relationship with us. Relationship implies that there's sentience on both sides of the equation. In other words, you're responding to the behavior of another, and that other is responding to your behavior. And so relationship is a way of finding a means or a common ground between two entities that are not exactly the same, often in an attempt to try to utilize empathy, to try to understand, to try to increase our understanding of other things or other sentient beings in the universe that we're in. Where this gets difficult in meditation, and for our purposes, when we start talking about things like my relationship with myself, that sentence, to be honest, makes no sense at all. And we take it on as if it does make sense. And therefore, a little bit further down the path, we get very confused. So if you don't mind, I want to disambiguate this. It'll take a couple of minutes. Okay, my. That's a possessive, I think it's a pronoun, right? My. My relationship. So there's relationship, but now there's my relationship. So now we've created another, we've compartmentalized something, this entity, this being is having a relationship, my relationship with myself. I, as a disparate entity in the universe, think about that as a circle or something like that. I'm having a relationship with myself. There's only, and it could be argued there's none of you, but for sure there's only one of you. So when you say I'm having a relationship with myself, what's really being implied here and what's actually being said is I'm remembering behaviors. So I may have uh, responded with anger, or anger, let's say anger was present in a previous interaction. That anger is coming forth from the individual. So what's happening is sentience, consciousness, intelligence is remembering, is recreating that situation where there was anger. Now we could say, I disapprove of my anger. I disapprove of anger that comes from me. So then we could say, I'm not happy with myself, or I would like to improve myself. The problem here is, who is the improver of the self? Because there's only one thing. The improver is the part of you that's remembering a previous behavior and imagining that that could be changed retroactively. In other words, you could do something different the next time that happened. That's the idea. And of course, circumstances come to us in all kinds of ways. So the idea that there's a separate you that can interact with and somehow shift for the better another part of you is not actually the way it is. Let's go even further. And again, this will just take a minute or so. If we think about something like swimming, an activity like swimming, and this is where we can see the language and how the language gets caught up in itself. I am swimming. Someone could watch you and say, "Look, there's a swimmer." Then when you get out of the pool and dry off and you go and have lunch, that same person could point to you and say, "Look, there's an eater." And then you go and you spend time with your family, and that person says, "Look, that's a member of a family." And of course, all of those activities are true in the real world. They all happened. But your identity isn't really with any of those things. When you're swimming, there's simply the act of swimming. And when you get out of the pool, the swimmer disappears. There was never a swimmer, there was only the verb to swim. So let's try to now apply this to our meditation. So take a comfortable seat. You can rest your hands to your knees, close your eyes if you like. So rather than today to ask you and to use language as I have been doing instrumentally, please do this, do that, feel this, I'm simply going to use words that you know and understand, but without the attachment of a personal pronoun on those words. All right. Breath, breath, temperature, temperature, sound, sound, weight, weight, breath, vision, vision, time. Take 1 minute, time. And eyes opening. All right, everyone. Thank you again for paying attention. And again, these are experiments in meditation as much as anything. So I appreciate your attention. And please come back. And of course, if you would like to comment or you have any suggestions for meditations in the future or something you'd like to try to get me to explain, I'd love to do that. So thanks again, and I'll see you soon.